Hey guys, Sean from Living Seeds. We're in our show garden. I've just harvested this garlic. This is a variety called Gaia's Joy, and what a joy it is to harvest nice big heads of garlic like this. So today I'm teaching you how to grow your own garlic like this. So Living Seeds sells a number of different types of garlic. So the easiest garlic to grow is the giant garlic, which is actually a leek. So this is giant garlic over here, and you can see these gorgeous little bulbils down the side over here, and there's another one growing inside there. So this is the easiest garlic to grow. If you live in a high temperature environment, if you're living where you have high soil temperatures, in Mpumalanga, if you're living in KwaZulu-Natal, this is probably the garlic variety that you want to be growing. Next up from that, you're looking at the porcelain garlic varieties. The porcelain garlic varieties are also very easy to grow. And then the Egyptian varieties. The Egyptian white is easier to grow than the Egyptian pink. And then when we go from those, we're moving into the Siberian or the Asian garlic varieties. And these garlic varieties can be more difficult to grow. If you don't follow the rules that we are going to be explaining to you today, then you're probably going to be harvesting little garlic like this. And it can be disappointing. The nice thing is garlic like this is very pungent. There's a little bit of extra effort that's required to actually peel the garlic. But there's nothing wrong with this garlic. You can replant it next year. And if you follow the rules in this video, you're going to be harvesting good looking garlic like this. So growing garlic is relatively easy as long as you follow a number of rules, and there's certain things with garlic that you have direct control over. So the stuff that you have direct control over is when you plant your garlic, how deep you plant your garlic, the mulching you use for the garlic, the fertilizer that you use for the garlic, when you re-fertilize, when you remulch, and finally when you harvest the garlic. So those things you have direct control over, and we can work on those. The things that you don't have direct control over are things like the day length. You don't have control over the air temperature, and you don't have control over the soil temperature up to a point. And we can work with them, but we can't actually change them. So what we're going to do is we're going to run through a whole lot of things for you to ensure that you are able to grow great garlic. So looking at the stuff that you have direct control over, the most important thing is that you need to plant your garlic at the right time. Living Seeds normally starts shipping garlic around the middle of February. We do that so you don't plant the garlic too early. If you live in an area where you have very high soil temperatures, we would strongly recommend that you take that garlic and stick it into your crisper drawer inside your fridge for a couple of weeks. And you want to be planting your garlic as soon as the soil temperatures start to drop. So you don't want to be planting the garlic in very warm soil temperatures. So you want to plant your garlic a minimum of 3 times deeper than the garlic clove is long. If you live in an area where you have high soil temperatures, you can plant it up to 10 centimeters deep. And this is quite important. Then you don't want to plant your garlic too close. So you're looking at a spacing of around 15 centimeters between each clove. That is so that the garlic doesn't have to compete with its neighbor for nutrients. The next thing that you want to do, or the third thing that you want to do, is you want to be fertilizing the garlic correctly. So it's very important that the first fertilizer that you put down is a high nitrogen fertilizer. And we're looking at the Talborn Organics Vita Green, which is probably the best organic fertilizer that you can actually use on your garlic. We would put down 100 to 150 grams per running meter. The next thing that you want to do, and this is critically important, is you want to put down a thick mulch. And when I say a thick mulch, I'm talking about 5 centimeters of mulch on top of your garlic. So what the mulch does is it keeps your soil cool, it keeps your soil moist, and allows the garlic a nice thick insulated bed to grow in. And The next thing that you want to do is in spring, so you'll be planting your garlic in autumn, it'll run through winter. The garlic, you'll see that the garlic plants will actually stall, or they won't really grow over winter. Then in spring, when they start growing again, you want to re-fertilize. At this point, you're looking at putting down the Vita Grow, which comes in the yellow bag, and once again 100 to 150 grams per running meter. And then again, and this is especially important in spring, is put down a second layer of mulch. That second layer of mulch will keep the soil cool, and we'll be talking about that now as well as suppressing the weeds that could potentially compete with your garlic while they are growing. So the stuff that you don't have control over is the day length, the air temperature, and the soil temperature. Now you can work with the soil temperature, however, let's just cover those quickly. So when your garlic moves out of winter into spring, this is when the garlic is going to start bulbing. The garlic will start bulbing under a certain set of conditions. So the first thing is that it needs 13 hours of daylight to actually start bulbing. That's number one. Number two, it needs an air temperature of around 20 degrees Celsius, and it needs a soil temperature of 15 degrees Celsius. And the soil temperature has the greatest impact on how your garlic bulbs and how large your garlic bulbs are. So those three things start your garlic bulbing. 13 hours of sunlight, 20 degrees air temperature, and 15 degrees soil temperature. The important thing to know is that your garlic will stop bulbing the minute that the soil temperature hits 25 degrees Celsius. So it doesn't really matter what size the garlic bulb is. If your soil temperature is 25 degrees Celsius, it's going to stop bulbing. Done, finished, and it's a switch that gets turned off, and the garlic cannot add any additional size to its bulb. So how do you keep your soil temperature cool? Mulching. So we bang on about mulching quite a lot on Living Seeds Farm, but with garlic, your mulching is absolutely critical. If you've got a nice thick layer of mulch on your soil, what's going to happen is that your soil temperature will remain cool. It'll remain under that critical 25 degrees Celsius level, and while it remains under 25 degrees Celsius, it's going to expand. And it's literally, you've got 7 to 10 days. If you can extend your soil, if you can extend the coolness of your soil for an additional 7 to 10 days, you can probably double the size of your garlic heads. Cool. So we're in our show garden. This was our garlic patch. We had every single garlic variety that we grow for sale, we had planted in our garlic patch. We've only got 3 varieties left to harvest. This variety over here is called Gaia's Joy. It was one of the varieties that we showed you earlier. And before I lift the garlic, so what you want to do when you're looking at harvesting garlic is you want the bottom half of the plant. So you can see there were leaves over here that have actually fallen off. So this garlic is basically ready to harvest. We've got about 50% of the leaf growth has died off. You can see here quite clearly as well. There was a leaf here, there was a leaf here, a leaf over here, a leaf over here, and on the same over there as well. So half of the leaves have dried off. This garlic is ready to harvest. So basically all that we do is we just push our fork into the soil and just lift it. There we have absolutely fantastic Gaia's Joy, and what we'll do is we'll take that down to the house and we'll be using that. Well, I'll be giving this to my wife just to impress her at our nice garlic harvest. So guys, if you're looking at harvesting garlic like this, and these are the heads of garlic that you're looking for, look at that beautiful little earthworm over there. Let's just put the guy back quickly. So if you're looking at harvesting garlic like this, just follow the rules that we've put down for you, and you guys will be harvesting absolutely fantastic garlic. Guys, enjoy yourselves. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below, and while you're at it, just click this button over here and subscribe to our channel. Thank you very much, guys.